Obviously not my first concussion. You know, it's like my third or fourth documented this concussion. Not to mention the non-documented concussion,
like
right?
I've had probably 12 undocumented concussions.
It's insane, right?
Yeah. I always say I've never got a concussion. I've never been diagnosed with a concussion.
Really?
I always say that, but I know I've gotten some.
For sure.
I've gotten kneed in jiu-jitsu, and it's like, whoa, what happened there? For half a second, you're like, you kind of do like where you back up and you're just like, you're all foggy, and then you're back into it. But then like that night you have a headache and you're like, oh, I didn't drink a coffee today, or training was hard. You know, like one of those things that you just forget about the little hit that happened to you. You know, concussions are fucked up, man. They mess you up hard.
I didn't think on the drive back from that Saturday when I got clipped in the teeth. I got home and right before I got home, I started feeling like instantly dizzy, like from zero to all of a sudden like woo, like the tunnel was closing. What scares me about this one is that obviously I have the headaches. For the week after the second when I got knocked out, I started having the normal symptoms, right? Blurred vision, dizzy, headaches, the top three, right?
Yeah.
But what it fucked me up, like I deal with anxiety, obviously, normally, but I've been reading about head trauma and stuff like that, and I know that too many head traumas can lead to depression and stuff. Apparently, it can also ramp up your anxiety like a motherfucker.
And you had your anxiety thing you were talking about it a few weeks ago, right?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Awesome. I'm recording right now, guys. I told you. So, yeah, I know. I've been dealing with some ramped up anxiety. Yeah. So there's a part of me that's saying like I might have been concussed for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Like, I probably got a few concussions and I was just like shook it off. Few days of headaches and then you keep going, right?
Yeah, and then that boot is the one that just kind of knocked you out. Like, hey, your brain needs to tell you like, hey, what's going on here?
I've eaten boots like that every weekend.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have knocked me out. So that's why I was surprised after when I was like, I lost some time out of my life.
Yeah.
But the week after, the ramped up anxiety. That's why I'm freaking out about, like, one day I'll be like, fuck this coronavirus. But then on days like today, I full blown, like, all morning I was like, I have it 100%.
Really?
100, I have it. I'll be the first fucking case. And then in my head, I tell myself, you're an idiot for thinking that. And I know I am. But there's other part of my brain go, shut up, fuck off. You have coronavirus. I want you to panic the whole morning about it.
Yeah.
So that's what I did today.
You panicked.
The whole more day at work, I was like in my head. And I didn't help. I listened to this Joe Rogan podcast that he had.
with the guy there? I haven't heard it yet, but I'm like...
I shut it down 30 minutes in. I'm like,
but does he say that it's serious?
Dude, I don't even want to get into it.
Really? Okay,
he says it'll be like 500,000 cases by the time this is done.
Fuck. Because it's a flu. And everybody gets the flu.
Yeah, but it's not just a flu. It's a ramped up version of a flu.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But you catch it like a flu.
Yes, but the symptoms are, and when you have it full blown, like the AIDS, apparently the it's worse than the flu, like the symptoms and stuff.
Yeah. But you catch it like the flu. It's as easy as like,
yes, it's
if I have the flu, I give it to you. Yeah, exactly.
It's influenza. Like if we breathe in the same room right now, it's like we're gonna get it. The thing that's scary that he said about it was that kids, especially kids, because they don't seem to be vulnerable to it, but they can carry it. Okay. Meaning they can have it, they can be contagious and show no symptoms. So he said, you imagine if you go into somewhere, right? Your kid goes to school with another kid that her mom or dad works at the hospital. They can come home with it on their breath or in them, but not have any symptoms, and then transmitted that to the kid. The kid can that's how it spreads from 2 cases to 1 million cases instantly. He said that by 6, 7, 8 months, it'll be about 15 times worse than. So they say about 69,000 people die of the flu every year.
Yeah.
He thinks it'll be 10 to 15 times worse by the time this ends.
69,000 people die of the flu?
Yeah. He thinks that 500,000 people is going to die about this shit.
Oh, going to die. Okay. Not just cases.
Yeah. I think that's what he said. I might be bullshitting right now, but
I think it's probably cases, and then whatever happens.
I want to say yes, but he he said that the thing that scared me is like there's nothing we could do. Because it transmits by breathing. It's like influenza. It's like the flu strain. You can catch it the same way. So it's fucked up. But
it's one of those things though. If you think about it too often, you're probably gonna get it.
That's the thing. Well, you can think you can get it, right?
Yeah.
Like I've been fighting this small around March every year. I get like this cold, right?
Yeah.
It's like sinus. It's mostly my sinus. So I get a sinus infection that blocks my sinuses for a week and a half to 2 weeks. Then towards the end, it starts having that post-nasal drip, they call it, and then it goes into your throat, and then it makes you cough. It makes it feel like you have shit in your lung, but it's only like in your your throat there. So for like 2-3 days, I've been coughing, but it's all stuff that drips from my fucking nose, sinuses into my mouth, and I cough it up. But my fucking anxiety is so ramped up, and my brain, it's fucked up because it's like my brain is like 2 parts now. Ever since my injury, is that I have the brain that tells me this is all bullshit. And then there's the other part that's in the lead right now that tells you, fuck common sense. Like, whatever ramps you up, let's think about that. So for a while, obviously it's in the news. You can't look anywhere else but the fucking, you see coronavirus. Like, you go on Twitter, it's all these.
It's all it is. It's anywhere. There's memes. It's the only thing that's being talked about.
Even in sports.
Yeah, for sure. They're canceling everything.
So I listen to a bunch of sports podcasts. That's all they talk about.
It's crazy, man. But I mean, I know it's serious. Did you see what I did the other day on Facebook? Mm-mm. So I posted a bottle of Purell, and I said $50. I put it on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh yes, I did see that. That was you.
I got death threats.
Fuck off.
Legit death threats. Somebody told me, I hope you get coronavirus. And then I said, well, I hope you're like, he's like, you're stupid for posting this. I said, well, I think you're stupid for you're realizing this isn't a joke. He's like, I hope you get coronavirus. And I said, I'm not going to get it because I have the Purell. So go fuck yourself, you know? And so there's a bunch of people. Some guy wrote me this long message, like, no joke, like a 600-word paragraph telling me how shit of a human being I am. Yeah.
People don't get it, man.
I mean, it is what it is. It's a joke, but like, fuck. I know it's serious. People are dying. It's obviously serious, but at the end of the day, you can't avoid it. So if people are going to panic, you're going to get it. Just make sure that when you don't feel well, go straight to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you got to do. And I think that your anxiety is probably fucking with you right now. And me too. I'm the same way. It's like, my ears are a little blocked. I'm like, what's going on? Am I getting sick now? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I just need a coffee. Or like, just kind of like just like wake up, snap out of it kind of thing. And that's what I'm getting at now. It's like, I don't feel sick, but I'm like, but anything, a little thing that happens, I'm like, oh fuck, am I getting it? And I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, you have to convince yourself. Because you don't want to die.
No, but it's also like when my anxiety gets really ramped up, and I'm like a hypochondriac at the same way. Like one day I could be dying of cancer. One day I could be dying of... It's insane. My wife thinks I'm hilarious, right? And
she's a saint for dealing with it.
She is a saint. I do agree with that. especially now. And like when I got the diagnostic, I was pissed at first because I was like, I can't wrestle. It's like obviously been part of my life for 4 years now. You know, it's 4 years almost every weekend now, or every other weekend. It's the biggest part of my life. I don't do much outside of wrestling, and except for now that I started this podcast, you know. And it was like, even now it's 2 weekends I haven't wrestled. Like, I'm so programmed to wrestle that normally, like, I start getting anxious on the Thursday for my Saturday match. Yeah. Like, I still get anxious at the end of the week because my body thinks like, oh, you're going to war on Saturday again. And then I have to mentally, I was having a huge panic attack right before bed the first week after my injury. Like, I had to scream myself at 12:30, like, you're not wrestling Saturday. And just by saying that, my anxiety went like, oh yeah, you're right, you're not wrestling. Oh, you and then it stopped. Yeah. Just by verbalizing it.
It's true. It's fucked up.
It's insane because I do it like, I have a friend that came to dinner, Mark Flanagan, and his girlfriend Jade. She's a sports massage therapist here in town. Really good one. And she knows all that shit, you know. So she's like, yeah, your body is used to releasing all these endorphins and all those hormones on a regular every Saturday night, and now you don't get to release them. And now they're like, your body's like, I don't know what to do with them. Yeah. So your anxiety ramps up even more because they're like, plus I can't work out now. I went to the gym last week. 10 minutes, my head was killing me. my blood pressure was through the roof, and I was like, I can't. I went in the sauna for 20 minutes. I felt good after. And that's one thing she said. She's like, well, even though you can't work out right now, you should still go to the sauna because I used to go to the sauna 5 times a week. Every time I go to training,
just do it, like continue something.
Yeah. So she's like, at least your body releases those hormones when you're in the sauna. Plus, you get all the good benefits for your.
And if you work
concussion.
out, do you get like dizzy or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Once my blood pressure starts going through the roof,
you feel it.
I'll be like, and then I'll be like that pounding headache. You know what I mean? And it's worse now with the concussion.
Yeah.
But I felt it for a while. That's why I'm like, when you do something like wrestling or football or whatever the fuck it is, right? Any contact sports, like they say like a grade 1 concussion, like up to 7 to 10 days, you know, grade 2, a bit of the same. You haven't passed out, but grade 3, once you pass out, it's like, then it goes, how many concussions did you have?
Yeah, exactly.
What are your symptoms? Like every time I go to the doctor, they're like, how many concussions have you had? And I go, just by pausing, they go, okay, that's good enough. They're like, I don't need an answer. I know a lot, right? And I go, they're like, well, you shouldn't do that anymore. That's the first thing they told me.
Whatever it is you're doing.
Don't wrestle. When I was in MMA, they're like, I went to a doctor once, he blew up me. It's like, you're an idiot. I'm like, I know. He's like, I can't stand here and tell you to just heal up and keep going. He said, as a doctor, is like, it's not my thing. You're receiving brain trauma every time you get hit in the head. And the more concussions you get, the more it's going to affect you down the line, right?
Look at Chuck Liddell, man. He's like the best example I can give you. Chuck Liddell is like, you touch his chin and he'll get knocked out.
It's insane, right?
Before you would never be able to knock him out. And he's still trying. Junior Seau was probably one of the best examples. He got shot himself in the chest because he wanted people to test his brain. Yeah. That's how fucked up he was.
You know, it's the first time I've ever been knocked out.
Knocked out? Really?
Ever.
I don't think I've ever been knocked out. I mean,
ever.
I don't know if I have or not.
10 plus year MMA getting punched in the ring. I've never been knocked out. I've been dazed and concussed. Never had the lights go out like that.
I think one time I was playing flag football, not even tackle football. I dove to knock down a ball. And as I did, the receiver's knee hit my face, like his thigh hit my face. I kind of spun around. And then I got up and my nose was bleeding and I had a couple teammates around me. I ran to the bathroom. I like cleaned my nose and then I went and continued playing. But they said I was out. And to me, it was impossible. It's like there was no time that expired from the time where I dove for the ball. And
you remember everything.
Well, I don't know what happened in between, you know? And it's funny. I was actually just watching a video on Facebook. It was a little thing on John Kavanagh, Conor McGregor's coach.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how he prepares his guys between rounds, after rounds, and stuff like that. And he said, and there was a clip of the Nate Diaz fight and the Conor McGregor fight, and he said, "How did I end up on the mat?" So when Nate Diaz won, when Nate Diaz choked him out, he goes, "How did I end up on the ground?" He didn't even realize how he ended up on the ground because he got knocked out standing up, and then he shot for a takedown. Nate Diaz brought him down, punched him a couple times, and choked him out. He didn't even realize like what happened, so he blacked out from the time he got hit, whatever happened, you got tagged, and then he shot for a takedown, autopilot kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you have all these moments where your brain is still working, but I mean, it's still working. Your body is still working, but your brain is off, and it's fucked up. It's scary a bit. It's very scary. I don't know these.
You imagine for these fighters that go, if you watch John Jacek versus.
It's crazy.
Just imagine, like no one got knocked out, right? They didn't knock each other out. But just imagine the brain trauma both of these fighters got. Like maybe they didn't get that much. Maybe their body just allows it, you know. But God dang.
Oh, it's bad. And her head was up.
The hematoma or whatever they call it.
A subdural hematoma.
Yeah.
It happened to, remember Lennox Lewis versus, I'll never forget it. Lennox Lewis versus Rockman.
Oh, yes.
And he kind of I don't know how he...
They stopped that fight for that, didn't they?
I don't know if they did, actually, but I remember you saw it explode.
Didn't Rockman knock him out the first time?
No, Rockman knocked out Tyson. No, did he?
Somebody beat Lewis, and then Lewis in the rematch.
It was Rockman,
yeah. Right? Yeah.
So it was the second fight.
It was the second fight.
And Rockman, and the second fight, he just, his head, I think it was his elbow or something by accident, and he just saw it explode. Same thing happened with GSP against Carlos Condit. he got a foot to the head, and you just saw it go. It just it started expanding.
It was GSP, right?
Yeah, GSP got his head.
You remember Mark Hominick in Toronto against
yes,
Jose Aldo?
exactly. How fucked up is this?
That was the first one that I
and
remember.
Apparently, it's not even dangerous.
No,
I don't see how.
It's basically like
just like blood rushing to your skin.
Yeah, like blood and fluid. Like,
but Joanna's was fucked up,
dude. It was all of her, not just her forehead, but it was all like above her. You could tell it was in her hairline and all of her.
It's because she went 2 extra rounds getting just tagged the entire time.
And she got, if you look at the replay, she would get tagged in the forehead.
Yeah.
The other one, I forget her name. Wen Li Jian. She was aiming for which is like you aim for the head, then she would.
Of course,
bang, bang, bang. She's tough as fucking nails, though, Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Oh, both of them are. The other one's a little pit bull, man.
Yo.
Holy shit. It was a great fight. One of the best fights I've seen.
Some people say it's the best fight ever. Some people say it's definitely the best women's fight ever.
Oh, yeah,
but
sure.
I mean, short memory. I'm sure there's a bunch of crazy fights.
Women's fights?
Oh, women's maybe.
Women's fights is tough.
Yeah.
But best fights ever, I put that up there for sure. That one was really good.
I've seen so many
Henderson
fights.
And Shogun was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Jones, Gustafsson was obviously a good one. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of good fights. We always look at the fights that go 5 rounds, but we don't really look at the fights that might have ended. Like, to me, Lawler and McDonald was a sick fight.
Oh,
like
the one where he split his lip.
And McDonald said he thinks he died for a second.
That's insane, huh?
Yeah, because he said after the fight...
He broke his nose in that one and he kept going, right?
Yeah. And remember after the fourth round, they just stared at each other?
Yeah.
And like you saw McDonald's face, like, and Robbie Lawler was just like still like moving, and McDonald was just like dead on his feet.
Yeah.
But he was still like, I'm not gonna stop looking at this guy. And McDonald said when after the fight, he was kind of like sitting back down. The octagon didn't show him. The cameras didn't show him in the octagon. He was sitting back, and he said everything just went white for a second. For like, I just saw everything white. He's like, I think I died. He said, I think I died.
Like he died, and they're like, hey, good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Send him back.
Fuck. How crazy is that?
Like, I try to, you know what I try to imagine when I was watching Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and after her fight, right? She went 5 rounds, 25 minutes, they stayed in the pocket the whole fucking time, right? And I go back to thinking like I can't really think back about my fighting days because I didn't have that many fights and I wasn't that good. And it was, I remember certain aspect of it, but I choose not to because I wasn't really successful. So I try not to think about it. So I think my mind kind of like forgets about it. Like I remember being in the ring and fighting and whoever I was fighting, but I don't remember the details, right? Mm-hmm. I try to put myself in a position where I like sometimes like I remember this summer the guys that I was from wrestling, they were trying out for WWE, right? Okay. So we went through they had a tryout in August, so we had this like training camp for like 4 or 5 weeks. So every Saturday we'd go to the gym to torture, and then Drew would have us do he'd have like a training camp set for us, and it was like 2-3 hours of like in the sun, in the summer sun, like hot as fuck, and it was like you push yourself till there's nothing left in the tank, right? And I remember towards the end, I would always be like, I love it. And I do that at the gym sometimes. If I do like a circuit where like it's straight cardio, like a CrossFit shit, like I'll push myself and I'll never let myself quit because I'll be in my head. I'll be like, I can't allow myself. I have that trigger that goes, I don't care how much this sucks. If you think you're going to die.
You also have that habit, right?
Just keep going, finish. It's the same mentality, right? So imagine you're Joanna Jędrzejczyk and you're getting punched and your forehead is this big. Every time someone like touches it, it stings like holy hell. I can only imagine it fucking hurts, right? Imagine just getting punched in the forehead without the hematoma, right? To sit down between round 2 and go, get back up for round 3 and then go back.
Adrenaline kicks in too.
It's like the amount of fighters that I'm sure at one point were like, fuck it, I finish me. You know, where they
how often has it happened where a guy didn't come off his stool?
I can't remember. Is it me?
Yeah, it's not me.
From Geneva.
Oh, must be real.
It's coronavirus calling me.
I don't think so, man. The only time I can ever think was
I've seen it in boxing.
Oh, in
obviously.
boxing, yeah, guys not coming off the stool. But in MMA, I don't think I've ever seen it. The only time I saw it was Yoel Romero didn't want to come off. He took an extra minute.
Oh, against Kennedy.
Tim Kennedy,
Yeah,
exactly.
and Tim Kennedy was pissed about that.
Well, because he won. He should have won.
Should have won, definitely.
Technically, he should have won.
Because if you don't get up, that means you're quitting, right?
Yeah, this is where I lose it with Yoel, with things like that. And the things with this little speech at the end of his fight against Adesanya.
I think he was just saving face.
Yeah. And I don't, he's a monster and he can murder anybody, I think. But at the end of the day, I think that Yoel doesn't have that he has like the mental strength to get him there.
Yeah.
But he has this mental block.
Yes.
Where he does it's the reason why I'm bringing it up is because of what you just said. You don't have that mental block where you go and train. I have the mental block. I know that in the middle of my workout, if I'm kind of like, oh, did I work out good enough today? Oh yeah, I can justify it to myself tonight before I go to bed. I'll stop working out. You know
I get it.
mean? He has that same thing where he does it and then he'll blame it as Adesanya for not pushing the fight when he didn't do anything until the 5th round. And I think that Yoel has always been like that. And it reminds me of the time where he didn't want to get up off the stool and he took an extra minute. And an extra minute on a guy like Yoel helps a lot.
I think for the Kennedy fight, he was gassed out. And he's like, I'm just going to try. And if they don't allow me, then whatever, the fight will be.
It's not his fault.
But I think you're right to a certain extent where if you know how he went up through the Cuban wrestling program, and he was on Rogan talking about it, and it's like, if you do good, you get more food. They feed you more. So people want to live on the floor because I think he was explaining, like, if you're like on the top tier guys, you live on the 3rd floor, for example, and then if you're not, you're on the 2nd floor. And the guys on the 3rd floor get 3 meals a day, and the guys on the 2nd floor only get 2 meals a day.
That's crazy.
So it creates this, the guys on the 2nd floor want to be on the 3rd floor, so they're fucking trying to outwork the guys, and the guys on the 3rd floor are like, no, motherfucker, like, this is my floor. I want my 3 meals, right?
Yeah.
Plus, I think Yoel Romero is like 58 years old.
I would not be surprised, man.
Because Cubans, right? Like,
you don't know how old they are.
They have no documentation, half of them. Like
Ortiz?
that boxer, Ortiz.
Yeah, he's not 40. The guy
He
looks older than my grandfather.
looks like past 50.
Yeah, for sure. But he's still doing it, though.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everybody that questions that guy's older, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He's still doing it. He passes all the physicals.
It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yoel Romero is probably the most physical, like, beast I've seen. Like, one of. Like, just his strength and his explosiveness.
Oh, yeah. It's the guy, like, he's the scariest guy I've ever seen.
Oh, fuck, man.
He's literally the scariest guy I've ever seen. And the guy's probably has the biggest dick ever.
It's insane, right?
For some reason, his jockstrap is a lot bigger than everybody else's.
I
but
think
he's nuts, man. I'm so impressed with that guy, but I lose a little bit of respect for him when he complains.
Yeah.
Because why are you complaining?
I don't give a shit about how he fought because he's the only guy that has to live with it, right?
Of course.
People can complain all they want, but they only complain because they saw a boring fight.
Yeah.
And, well, whatever. That's MMA. Like, I don't complain about that anymore because I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, you don't have the balls to go in the octagon yourself. Don't, that guy might have been injured. He might have been having a bad day. Maybe he got the shits that day and he couldn't move. Who fucking knows, right? He's not going to, most of these guys aren't going to say the excuses. Some are, and it might come out in 2-3 weeks when this is all done. Oh, I got injured, this and that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I think where I lose respect like you is when, like, if he went through this fight and after the fight he goes, he was the better man tonight, he won, I wouldn't have said, I've said, yeah, maybe he just didn't feel right that night, right?
That's it.
And I've heard that fighters say that sometimes they go through the preparation, no injury, and they're like, on the night of the fight, it's just one of those days where I woke up and I just didn't feel like myself. Yeah. I felt tired. I felt anxious. And when I got into the octagon or in the ring, boxing, whatever, I just didn't feel like myself. And I had a bad night. But when he goes out after and then he makes not only excuses, but he blames Adesanya for the fight that happened. And I'm like,
you were in. You could have done something different too.
Oh, you saw my tweet?
Yeah, I did.
Right?
It
was like you're complaining that, but like, it's like you don't realize like you have a part to play in this as well. Like,
of course. And the first round, he cracks him with that overhand hook, was beauty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, second round's going to be nice. Nothing. He did nothing. Third round, nothing. He kept on waiting for Adesanya to do something. Adesanya was just throwing leg kicks and jabbing the entire time. And
because he got cracked in the first round and he goes, I'm going to leg kick this motherfucker.
That's
for the rest
Why
of the
would
fight.
I walk into that? Why
I'm
the
champion.
fuck would I walk into that? He has to come to me. And they were both playing that game. I love the memes when they were like kind of like at the beginning, they were trying to figure each other out.
They were like
and
dancing
like,
steps.
Yeah, yeah. And people were saying like the meme is like when you guys are trying to figure out the controls in your video game. I was dying because it's so true when you're watching it. It looks exactly like that. But at the end of the day, Adesanya did what he had to do. Was it a boring fight? Yeah, but fuck it, he's a fighter. Anybody who criticized either of them for going in there and not doing work has never been in there.
Yeah.
Everybody booing. I was saying it. Everybody booing the fight at the fight has never been a fighter. Has never competed in some combat or a sport where they actually had to do something. Never.
I would never go to a fight and boo other fighters.
Never.
Because I know what it takes. I don't care if you're shitty. Just the balls it takes to gut it. I remember, if there's one memory I remember, it's the first time I ever stepped into a cage. And it was my first fight, and I was in Mansfield, Ohio. I was in front of 2,000 Americans.
Oh, you told me this story.
And when I got into that cage, and he locked the door, the first thought that went through my head was like, if I jump over this cage and run away, how is that going to affect me for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm thinking.
Because you got scared, right?
Because it was fucking scary.
Of course. You hear the clink, clink, and you're like, well,
then you're like, okay, I got a few minutes for the referee to get ready. Then he turns around, and is like, you ready? I'm like, oh fuck, right now.
It hits you hard,
right now. Right now.
I remember my first ever jiu-jitsu competition. I was a white belt. I'm a big guy, but I'm short. So I always weighed. Back then, I was weighing about 215. I'm 5'9". I'm fighting against guys that are 220. It was under 20. It was between 205 and 221. So I'm the weight class. So I'm fighting against guys that are probably 6 feet, 6'2". I fought this monster, 6'4", okay, from Ottawa. And it's my first ever competition. My mom and her boyfriend at the time were in the stands.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to pull guard because I like playing guard. For some reason, I tried to take him down. As I try to take him down, he just kind of steps around me, takes my back, and chokes me out within 30 seconds. I'm exaggerating when I say 30 seconds. It was probably 20, 15 maybe. And I realized after, I'm like, what the fuck was all that for? You know what I mean? And it's like, I never made that mistake again. And you panic in these moments. And it's like, I stepped on, and the way jiu-jitsu tournaments works is if you're waiting, it's long. You're waiting. And then it's like, okay, so it's 10:24. You're ready to go. You're standing next to the scorekeeper. Scorekeeper gives you the sign. You're on the mat. The judge looks at the scorekeeper. We're good. Okay, good. Shake hands. Slap, bump, go. And it's like within 10 seconds, you're ready to go. And you're like, fuck. And you're going. And then I was like, okay, got to take him down. I got to score the first points. I only have 6 minutes. So I got to score the first points. Try to take him down. Didn't work. And then I'll never forget my first ever win was.
This was gi?
It was gi.
Right?
Yeah. And I competed. How many times in no gi? Probably 3 times in no gi. And I was a lot more seasoned when I competed in no gi. Like I've only competed probably 12 times in 11 years that I've been doing jiu-jitsu. But the no gi was the funnest part. Was the funnest because no gi, it's like it's more. There's less room for error. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can slip out of things, and it's more wrestling. It's more like tie wraps,
Yeah.
and you're grappling. It's not like you just somebody grabs onto your lapel and you're kind of stuck fighting it. It's a little different. But I like it a lot better. But the first time I ever won a fight, I didn't submit the guy, but I just mauled him for 5 minutes because the guy he wasn't good at all. And I was like, fuck, it's gonna be this easy. And then the next fight, I got tapped out.
And that was it, right?
And that was it for the tournament. And then after, because of that, I didn't place. And then the next tournament I won. But it was just like, it was always back and forth. But then it's like you get these mental blocks. You think that you can be too confident and you can be not confident enough. You have to find that balance. You know? So going into my second fight for that tournament, I was too confident. And I was like, this is way too easy. I'm way too relaxed.
Yeah.
I just destroyed that one guy. And then not realizing there's a guy that just beat another guy that's on the other side of this. Or to the point where I was zero confident in myself and I got destroyed. You have to find that balance. And I think that some guys don't find that balance where you wanted to run away. Yeah. And did you win your fight?
No, I got knocked out in a minute and thing.
There you go. You had zero confidence.
Yeah. I was doing good at the beginning because I was using my leg kicks. The rules were you could kick, but you couldn't kick over the shoulder. So you had to kick below the shoulder. And it was 4-ounce MMA gloves.
Because it's amateur, right?
Yeah, but it was 4-ounce. Everything else was regular.
But you have pads on your legs?
No pads. Okay. No. It was 4-ounce. Everything, no headgear, nothing. It was 3-minute rounds. The guy came down. It was a championship fight, by the way. My first MMA fight was a championship fight because the guy I was supposed to fight that had 0 fights showed up and he had a broken foot. And he's like, I can't fight. And that's what happens in amateur ranks, right? I'm like, I drove 13 hours with a team here. I've been training for fucking months. I'm like, you guys got to get me a fight. There was a title fight at 185. And the guy came in for the weigh-ins, both guys. And then the guy, it was for a vacant title.
Yeah.
One of the guys saw the other guy. He's like, fuck this, I ain't fighting this guy. And he left. And they were like, well, there's a guy that just dropped out. You want to fight for the championship? And I was like, my coach like, no, it's a bad idea. I'm like, sorry. I'm like, I was moving to Montreal the day after we were driving back to Toronto.
Yeah.
And then I was moving to Montreal the next day.
That's fucked up.
Because I had all my stuff was here and this is the time. So I told my coach back then when I was in Toronto, I said, before I move to Montreal, I'd like to fight for you. So they got me a fight. We got a few of our guys a fight. And the guy was like this like Division I wrestler from like college, like a really good wrestler. He was 6-1 in amateur, and he was a solid 205. Like the guy was like yoked.
And you were fighting at 185.
I was barely 185. Yeah. I was so nervous,
but that's what you get in
stuff,
these,
right?
These smokers, man.
And at the beginning of the fight, I was like, well, I'm just gonna try to stand away. He's a wrestler, I was kicking his legs and he didn't know what to do. You could tell his striking was like not good. So he was just chasing me around. So I kept kicking him and circling and kicking him and circling. And
Aren't you scared of the takedown with the kicks?
I was kicking real low and he didn't expect kicks because this was 2004 and these guys aren't used to wrestling guys with striking. You're used to wrestling a lot of wrestlers, right? Especially in that neck of the woods. It's a lot
Ohio.
of all wrestling. A lot of wrestlers,
all wrestling, right? All the time. Boxing too.
I remember the first time I kicked him, he was like a deer in a headlight, and he started chasing me for the takedown, but he didn't know how to grab the leg. So I just kept hacking, and I kept jabbing away, and then for some reason, about 15, 20 seconds in, my coach was like, "You're doing good, dude." I decided to clinch for some fucking reason. I shot and I clinched, and I was like, it's like I got scared. I didn't want to get hit, so I'm like, if I clinch. He took me down. He hit me 17 times on the head before the ref stopped.
17 times.
Yeah.
He never got knocked down. It was a KO, not a TKO.
It was a KO. Yeah. And
it's fucked up, man.
I remember after I was like, oh. But then I remember I moved to Montreal, and then after that I was like, well, it can't be worse than this, right? But then
what was your amateur record?
0-3.
Oh, you never won a fight.
Never won a fight. I won a boxing fight.
Okay, yes.
That's
what I thought it was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My last competition that I did a boxing fight. And then 2 weeks later, I won a grappling tournament here in Laval at Sherbatov. They were running like a local thing. And I won my weight at the grappling tournament. In Nogi. But I had competed in Nogi. See, when you're telling your story about the grappling, when I was in Toronto before I started fighting, I fell in love with, I was boxing, and then I discovered MMA, and then I went to an MMA gym after boxing for like 2-3 months. I love striking, but then the first time I stepped into an MMA gym, I did the grappling class, and I fell in love with grappling. So for like 6 months after that,
it's
I
addictive.
did nothing but the grappling, but no gi, right?
Yeah.
I did the grappling class, and then the first tournament I did, it was like that. I go up, I sign up, I weigh in the morning, and they're like, all right, just wait in the P to hear your name, right? I get all my friends that I'm living with in Toronto, blah, blah. Fuck, man. I ended up showing up there at 10, and my fight, it was so, the organization was horrible.
Yeah.
I ended up having my first and only match, because I lost, at like 4:30. So all day I'm waiting on the mat, because they had the no gi first, and then they go to the gi. I didn't know that, right?
Yeah, so you got there early.
So I'm just there, my adrenaline dumped like 8 times by the time, right?
Of course, you got to.
I lost like 25. I don't remember I lost, but I lost on point. Okay. The second tournament I did a month or two later, my first match was against the same guy.
Oh fuck!
I choked him out in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I double leg, right in back. I did the rear naked choke. One, he tapped out, boom. And in that tournament, I ended up winning my first 4 or 5 matches. I made it to just before I think to the quarterfinals, and then it was like a double elimination. So if you lost once, you could still keep going.
I like that. There's a lot of tournaments that do that because it sucks it's good for the tournaments because you want them to make money because you want them to do more, right? Mm-hmm. And some tournaments, they don't allow, it's like one elimination and you're done. Mm-hmm. And it kind of sucks for the guy who maybe it's his first tournament, nerves kick in.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's it, man. That's why it's good. I like that. Grappling Industries does that. Grappling Industries does it's like a bracket. You fight 3 times against 3 guys. And then depending on where you place in that round robin, then you go on to the playoffs.
That's, what's his face's company, right? Do you know who runs that?
Yeah, industry? It's an Italian guy. I know his name.
I trained with him when I was at TriStar.
Yes, exactly. Oh,
yeah. Fuck. Really nice guy. He does it right.
I remember him. Oh, I forgot his name now. Black belt.
He does EBI rules, right?
He does in the no-gi ones, but he made his own thing now. He has his own rule set. It's not Uchi. It's not Luciano Uchi. Oh, man. Is it Luciano Uchi? I think it is. No. Johnny Zamuli? No.
Who?
Johnny Zamuli? Fuck, I'm drawing a blank.
It's like a Mikey or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, but yeah, he's got it down packed. But now in Quebec, there's no jiu-jitsu tournaments in Quebec.
Why not?
It's been years. It's banned. It's illegal.
It's banned.
It's been like 5 years. Yeah. It's been since I want to say early 2016.
And what's the reason? David Aguzzi.
David Aguzzi, exactly. Aguzzi. Yeah.
Sorry,
exactly.
I had to look it up because it was driving me crazy.
It was gonna fucking mess with me too.
Yeah.
So what happened is IBJJF, the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, they used to have tournaments here all the time. Those are the ones I competed in.
Yeah.
And 1 year, and then there was another one that came up. Submission Arts United. They're actually big. SAU. They go everywhere. But now they do tournaments. They do Quebec tournaments in Hawkesbury, so it's right at the border. So if you want,
yeah.
So a lot of our guys go there.
Yeah.
Like they just had one on this weekend. And so what happened is that for some reason the Quebec government came and shut it down. They said, you guys, people, that we got complaints that this is like MMA, that this isn't good, that this isn't like it's dangerous. People are getting hurt, but like it's not striking at all. There's no striking involved. So they thought it was MMA. So they thought it was mixed martial arts and they weren't sanctioned. So then a bunch of black belts from the community. They went on like news outlets and things like that for a couple months.
I think I remember.
Yeah. And then after nothing happened. And I'm like, what happened to all these guys? You know what I mean? Like these are the guys who are supposed to be standing up for everybody and they stopped. So now there's no jiu-jitsu in Quebec.
Is it because the community of jiu-jitsu is just not big and strong enough here in Quebec?
It's huge here.
Yeah, that's what
it's huge. The other day I was at football and I heard 2 guys talking about jiu-jitsu and I stopped. I'm like, where do you guys train? They train at 10th Planet downtown. And I'm like, oh, cool. When did you guys start? 2 years ago. It's huge here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. My school has 400 people. The Gracie Barra in downtown has probably more than that. Like, there's probably a dozen jiu-jitsu schools with over 200 people minimum. Not average, sorry. The smallest school probably has 200 members.
Just in the Montreal area.
Just in Montreal. Island of Montreal.
And not counting everybody probably in the Quebec area and all those.
Well, Quebec City has like 3 really big schools, so just to say.
Just jiu-jitsu or MMA?
Just jiu-jitsu.
Just jiu-jitsu. And that's not counting all the MMA schools that I have a lot of jiu-jitsu
like
guys.
Like Sherbatov and TriStar. I'm not even counting those guys.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys go to TriStar for the jiu-jitsu and then they'll do boxing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when I was in between schools at one point and I was going to switch to TriStar so I can do like MMA, maybe not MMA, but like kickboxing and boxing and stuff. Because I boxed when I was younger for about a year. And I liked it, so I was going to get back into it. I just got back into it now, actually. I love it.
You love boxing?
Yeah, I do it once a week, privates, with my buddy. He's
you go to the Grant. I saw you at Grant.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I saw you sharing something on Grant.
Yeah. So my buddy Peter, he trains the amateurs over there. And so he's like, come, we'll do privates once a week. So I do privates once a week, hit the pads, and it's fucking fun.
It's fun?
He puts me right through the ringer. I love it.
I'd like to go once in a while to just hit some pads. I have a buddy, Alex Rondel. He's a guy that I used to train with at Sherbatov. And I think he does his own. He got into jiu-jitsu now, and he's at Gracie Barra in Laval, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And I see him sometimes. He posts videos where he trains a few other students in the Muay Thai. Like they'll hit pads and stuff. Yeah,
that's
the
cool.
Chai. So before or after practice.
Yeah, that's the thing about jiu-jitsu schools is they always say, "Oh, Muay Thai is included," but Nobody's doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
a lot
because
of times because no one has. Yeah.
They don't have anybody, and that's why it's always good to get a few guys in there. Gracie Baja is actually notorious for saying things are included and they aren't included.
Yeah.
So, like when at my school, I trained at Gracie Baja on the West Island. Is that we had like Muay Thai, and we had a guy Rusty. He used to be he's fought MMA before. He's not an MMA fighter, and he was doing Muay Thai classes, and you had to pay extra. But then we stopped. So now it's just jiu-jitsu, which I love. Just jiu-jitsu for me, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to learn boxing from a guy who just knows how to do it. I'm going to go to boxing to a guy who fucking really knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about this is that you can, anything you want to learn, you can, especially in Montreal. Boxing is huge in Montreal. I was talking to Otis and Hercules. You know Hercules Kivelos?
No.
So Hercules Kivelos is like, for Greek kids growing up, my age, he's like a god.
He's a boxer?
He was a professional boxer. He signed with Don King. He was... I don't know what weight class he was a champion at. Canadian though, and he fought.
Are we talking like 80s, 90s?
We're talking
90s?
Late 90s. He was in the Olympics for Team Canada, 96, and then early 2000s. And I was talking with him, and we were saying people should do a documentary on Montreal boxing because people don't realize how big boxing is in Montreal. Look at every famous Canadian boxer. Chances are they're from Montreal.
Yeah.
Jean Pascal,
yeah,
Adonis Stevenson, David Lemieux, Otis Grant. You know what I mean? Arturo Gotti.
How about the I forget their names there. They weren't that, but the Hilton brothers.
Remember the Hilton brothers?
Hilton, yeah. They were champs, right? There are a couple guys.
Alex Hilton was a champ. Otis Grant was a champ. Arturo Gotti was a champ. Lemieux was a champ, I think, at one point.
Yes.
Jean Pascal was a champ. Adonis Stevenson was a champ. Like fucking legit fighters, man. Yeah. And there's a big influx of young guys. Now there's a guy named Shaquille Finn. He's a champ.
Shaquille Finn.
Yeah. He's I know him well. He plays I play football with him, but he's also he's come on the podcast too a couple times.
Yeah.
Huge Cowboys fan, so we get along.
Yeah. Oh yeah?
Yeah. But boxing you can find it, man, and jiu-jitsu you can find it. Muay Thai, there's a bunch of guys that teach it, and people always say, I always get messages, what can I do? Do anything. Google, find it. One guy's like, I want to do this, this, and this, and this. What school is the best for me? Whichever school is closer to your house. That's basically what I tell people.
At this point, I mean, if you've never done it before and you just want to get into it, like, obviously you want to go. I'll go to Gracie Bar. I'll go to go through the pillars of jiu-jitsu. But dude, if there's 5 minutes from your house,
if somebody lives
never done it before,
if somebody lives in Verdun and they tell me I want to train jiu-jitsu, go to 10th Planet. It's right there.
Yeah,
and you'll learn jiu-jitsu. It's no gi. There's no gi in there. If you want the gi, go to Gracie Baja and St. Henry. If you live in the West Island, go to Gracie Baja and.
Do they have a lot of guys at 10th Planet?
I don't know how many students there are, but they're pretty
big
new
now. Though, right? Couple years?
No, probably 6-7 years. But now it's been recently where they've just been on a tear because they have a couple guys that go around the world and compete. Corey Guitard is another guy. I played football with him growing up, actually, coincidentally. And then I saw him. We did a tournament, and I fought against him. And he told me, and then I'm like, fuck. We didn't really know each other at football. And then we were talking. And now he's a black belt. He does seminars around the world. Like, he competes all the time. He's always posting videos. He's nasty. He's so sick. And he's really shot up that school. That school is doing really well now because of him.
Really? Huh?
Yeah. You can find, man. It's like people always ask. The people that ask too many questions don't really want to do it.
No.
Yeah. How many people tell me, I'm going to come to a class. Cool. Come.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you no. Like, what are you waiting for me to tell you no? I'm sorry, I can't do it. I teach Tuesday nights at 9:00. I tell everybody that. And nobody comes. Well, I mean, other than the people that I actually teach.
It's martial arts, or any martial arts, jiu-jitsu or any type of MMA gym, you'll see that a lot where people go like, I really wish I could do it. And I'd be like, well, just fucking do it. Yeah. It's like, at some places, it's almost cheaper than just joining a regular gym.
What'd you do at Wednesday at 7:00 this week? I was chilling at home.
Yeah.
There was a perfectly good class. You could have done an hour class, taken a shower, gone home and relaxed and felt good about yourself.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think people also can't make the distinction of if you've never done martial arts or if you've never been in an environment and then they walk into a gym, they walk into a Sherbatov or they walk into TriStar, then you walk in and you visit and you're the first time in there and you see all these fucking savages. You see the mats, you see the noise, the music, the smell, everything. And if you've never been in that environment before, it's so fucking intimidating, right? You could walk in and look and you're like, okay, this is not for me.
I had done jiu-jitsu for about 3 years when first time I walked into TriStar, and I was intimidated.
It's insane.
I just went to do a class. My buddy's like, let's go do the no-gi at TriStar. I said, okay. It's like $10 for the drop-in.
Yeah.
We go, and I see guys like in the ring, Muay Thai guys, hitting, like training, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I see MMA guys in the UFC that are in the corner, like Alex Garcia and things like that, in the corner, and I'm like, who would walk in here and want to train? You know what I mean? And I was intimidated, and then I'm doing the class, and I'm like, I don't know if any of these guys are actually killers or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this is
fun though.
For me, it is because I actually know somewhat of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But if it's like a new person walking in,
he has no clue, and he's like, "I'm just here to try out."
Yeah.
Then you're like, "Yeah, I'll fucking type with you." But it's his responsibility also to tell people, like, "Yo, if it's your first time, fucking raise your hand."
Yeah,
right?
Well, usually the teachers know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, on a gym like TriStar, there's a lot of people walk in, right? So you don't know.
The classes are big now, right?
They're huge. But the thing is that's what's good about just jiu-jitsu schools. If you want to learn jiu-jitsu, go to a jiu-jitsu school that just teaches jiu-jitsu is the best thing because they all know who you are. If I'm teaching at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday and a guy walks in with a white belt and his belt's up here, kind of thing, he doesn't know how to tie it, I know that it's probably one of his first 5 classes.
Got it.
So I'll put him aside, show him a few things.
Yeah. Plus, you recognize the faces, right? It's not like there's 100 people in the class.
Even if a guy comes in with a blue belt and I don't recognize him, be like, "Are you new?" He'd be like, "Yeah, I just registered. I switched from another school." I'll know, like I know everybody's face. I might not know everybody's name, but I'll know everybody's face.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes down to. You have to make sure that you're going to a school that's not going to fuck you over. That's not going to just throw you into the fucking lion's den. You know what I mean? There's some kids that come to our class. Like I do the no-gi class on Friday nights usually.
Yeah. And
some kids that come and it's like it's their first time because it's a fundamentals class. It's open to everybody.
Yeah.
So there's some first timers that come in and it's like, they're super intimidated. So as soon as they walk in and I don't recognize them and they look like they're standing next to the door kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll go like, hey, it's your first time? Hey, come, like this is locker room, whatever. Just like get used to it. And some guys don't do that. Some guys just sit there. They talk to their buddies and they'll just chill. They won't like include. Jiu-jitsu is very inclusive.
Yes.
The community is super tight. Like I know names of guys in Toronto that I've never met before because the community is so tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just you have to include everybody. Jiu-jitsu, you can't exclude. If anybody feels like they're like have to step next to the door because they're scared of training or whatever it is, you lost them. You have to include them. The first, my instructor Glenn, what he does is really good. As soon as somebody walks in the door, even in the middle of a class, if he doesn't recognize them, he goes and talks to them right away.
Right away.
He doesn't let them just sit there and walk and then watch.
Yeah, because they'll leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Because after 5 minutes, you'll be like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah, he's a businessman first.
Yeah.
And he knows how to talk to people. He's a good salesman. So he went up. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, and he's a good talker. And he gets them like that. And that's what you have to be. You have to make them want to do it because as soon as you catch the jiu-jitsu bug, it's over. You're addicted. You're addicted.
Do you guys? You teach, right? You teach adults only?
I teach masters, so it's 30 plus. All the guys I teach are usually like 40 years old, 35 to 40.
You got kids class in?
There is kids classes, yeah.
Do you notice an influx in young jiu-jitsu?
I notice it in like teenagers, like from 12 to 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
A lot of new ones, yeah.
I remember when I was at Sherbertov and I was part of the regular class, like I would pay for everything, right? So I would do like the MMA class, I would do the Muay Thai class because I was still competing when I was really full blown. So I would do the MMA, I would do the boxing, all the sparring classes. Like I was part of the team, right? I was considered part of the fighting team for a while because I competed a few times under boxing, under grappling, and I was training with the fighters, and especially Muay Thai, I would notice that, dude, there's some nights we had 50 plus people show up for class. It was insane. Boris that taught the class. Yeah, he's an animal.
But Boris is like everybody wants to be in his class.
It's insane, right? So, but I started noticing more and more, even in the MMA class, but especially in the Muay Thai, like a lot of young kids. And like you, it's a lot of like 14, 15, 16, maybe 13 to 16, right? And you're like, skimpy kid that you could tell, and I rarely saw someone that you could tell was athletic. Like most of the new young kids, it was like It was like you've never done sports in your life, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
No.
Like
This
Joe
is the
Rogan
first
calls
time.
them the nerd assassins at 10th Planet. The 10th Planet guys are all nerd, because all nerdy guys. They're read or they're IT guys.
Yeah.
But they put them on the mat. They know how to. Their legs go over their head.
Joe Lozon. Remember Joe Lozon?
Joe Lozon, exactly. Yeah,
he was
super nerdy.
considered like one of the nerds, and he was a badass fighter.
Crazy.
He fought like a few weeks. Last month, I saw him. I was like, this guy's still fighting.
One of my favorite fighters of all time.
And he was so passionate. He won. He was crying, or he was super emotional because he won.
Because he had lost like 4 in a row.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah. And he's kind of on his way out, kind of thing. And I think the UFC's keeping him around because he's good for the sport.
I love that fucking guy.
You see the video of him and his brother fighting on the lawn?
At a fucking family barbecue.
Family barbecue, like legit full MMA fight on the lawn. My brother, you know my brother. My brother and I would never do that. You know,
it's insane.
My brother's not the aggressive type, right?
So no.
And neither have I. I've always played contact sports. My brother grew up playing soccer, but I played football, so I always had kind of like a little.
Your brother's a really good soccer player, isn't he?
He was until he blew out his knees. My brother's just a good athlete. You know, you put him anywhere, he'll figure it out.
Even now, I saw him at the gym the other day. Him and his girlfriend was going to the gym.
Yeah,
I saw his girlfriend. I was like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, but takes off his shirt. I'm like, the fuck, man. Like,
I was staying with him for a bit, and then he was walking around the house with no shirt on. I'm like, oh, confident now. He's got like a little bit more of a chest. But my brother used to be a gym rat too. He used to be in the gym a lot.
Yeah,
a long time ago. And now he's getting back into it. You know, he's like sending me selfies and stuff of him in the gym.
I remember when we used to hang out a few years ago, like we go to the chalets and stuff, and he'd take a shirt. I'm like, you work like I don't even think he worked out back then, but he was just, you could tell he was an athlete. He had an athlete's body, had a strong core, shoulders, broad and stuff like that.
He's got a good frame. I mean, we're kind of built the same way. You know, we were not too tall. He's about 5'10", I'm 5'9", and big legs. And he's just if he really cared, he can be like a really good athlete. I mean, a good athlete. Like he'd be really big in the gym.
Yeah.
He just does enough. He just wants to be like fit in his shirts properly. He doesn't really care about like deadlifts and all that stuff. You know.
It's fucked up because
he's a minimalist.
I've been like doughy my whole life. Like even when I played sports. I started playing sports when I was 6. I started playing baseball, and then towards 8, I played hockey. 8 or 10, I started playing hockey, and then I played basketball.
Yeah.
But I was always into sports. I did mountain biking in the summer all the time. I competed in mountain biking.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Like me and like 3 or 4 of my buddies, the whole summer, the minute there was the minute we could take our bikes out, like even if there was still snow in the woods, like we'd be done for the whole summer. Yeah. Every day we were in the trails, and then towards the end, like 14 to 15 is where I did the most of it. And then I got my license. And I was like, fuck mountain biking. I get a car now. My grandfather would let me use his truck. I'd be like, I don't need to drive my bike anywhere. I have no interest. Oh, I can get girls now because I have a car? Oh, shit, man.
I don't have to put them in my basket?
Mountain bike. But I started going to the gym when I was like 12 years old because I was mountain biking when I started around 12, and then I would be like, hey, my buddy was like, just go to the gym and do legs. It'll help you for your... So I started training just legs. I would go to this place back home. We had a Nautilus.
Okay.
I remember it was like at the basement of this building, and you go in, there was Nautilus machines, and I'd go in there and I'd just do the leg press or like the leg extension and the curls, and that 2 or 3 times a week. And that's why now I have like big thighs, because throughout my childhood, I always do something like either running or... So I was an athlete, but I was never in shape, ever. And then even when I did martial arts, I like 24, and I started doing boxing and mixed martial arts, the only time that I would look remotely like an athlete is when I was cutting weight.
Exactly.
You know, like I would drop to 185.
But also you paid a lot of attention to your body now in terms of what you eat now. You do.
Yes, that's the thing. Like in the past... At the beginning of this year, I ramped up my my workouts. I was like, I'm going to switch my workouts. I'm going to make it more intense and more calculated. So I would find I would write all my program for the week. Yeah. I would do it on this whiteboard right here, and I would write my week, and then I would look, and I would make...
What do you have here? This is math?
Oh, it's my son. I was helping my son with math. Like he's having a hard time in math, so I'm kind of tutoring him. Like
math is either you get it or you don't.
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
That's what it is.
My wife.
But as soon as one thing starts clicking, everything else starts clicking with math. Well, at that age. Anyway.
Yeah. On Monday, he couldn't do math for his life. Yeah. Couldn't. I was like insane. He couldn't even figure out his multiplication tables.
Okay.
2 days. Now today he did all that by himself. I'm like, it's like, you know it, It's just like you're so scared of it that he panics the minute you say math. He's like, oh my God, now I got fucking stuff. But my wife's the same. My wife, her in math, it's like, no.
Forget
She's
it.
like,
Yeah.
But me, I love it. I love math.
Yeah.
I'm good at it. I've been good at it all my life. I'm like, give me a math problem. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I love numbers, but I'm all about probabilities. I played baseball my whole life. And in baseball,
Analytics.
it's all about like, your brain starts doing math that you don't even know it's doing. You know what I mean? And I think it's that for any sport, if you really think about it, right? There's like calculations that your body gets used to doing. If you're doing a pass at hockey, you know what angle the guy's skating that way. You know, if you don't pass it that, you're going to be behind him, in front of him.
It's all physics.
You start doing these little calculations in your mind. You're not using numbers, but you're falling in love with how math is included in everything you do, especially in sports, right? Boxing, fighting, same thing. I started calculating certain things, and your mind gets into this groove where it's like, oh yeah, this is easy. It's like by default, right? But back to my training. So this, at the beginning of the year, I just ramped up my training, and I kind of, before I got my head injury, I felt that my body was like, yo, dude, like you went way too hard, too fast. Like you added all these things to your body. Your nervous system isn't used to this. And I would like I would do like lifting, and then I would do like a hard like cardio / like CrossFit like WOD at the end, and I would burn myself out, but I would feel great, right? But my body started changing. I went from lifting heavy. Remember I told you I went from lifting heavy last year to not, because of my body was getting red.
I still do that chest workout you gave me.
Yeah.
I did it on Monday, actually.
It's a mental thing, right?
It's crazy.
It's insane.
You just gotta you see the end. The way I see it is like I've done it probably 5 times now.
Yeah.
I look at the end. I'm like, I want to get to the 85s or the 95s and see how many I can do there, but starting at the 40s. You know? So like that's.
What I do now when I do it, I don't count until I get to like 70. I mark it down.
Yeah.
But I don't add them up. I'll try to max it out. I don't like max it out, but almost. When I start knowing that I'm like 2 or 3 away from failure, I'm like on to the next one. And and then I start calculating when I get to like 65. I'm like, how many I have left? Because sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I only have 7 left. Like the fuck? Am I miscounting here? Let me count again. I'm like, oh fuck no. I posted a picture at the beginning of the year on my Instagram, and I still have it in my phone. It was basically a picture from the beginning of the year 2019 to the beginning. So basically a year. And I don't look that leaner, but my body looks completely different.
It looks different, yeah.
Completely different. I'm way more lean, and I'm more upright. My core is way stronger than it used to be, so I'm less slunched.
I remember when you had lost all like the real weight, like the heavy weight that you had. Yeah. You saw how lean you got, but nothing was tight. Yes. Where now everything is tight. Like you filled in your shirts and everything.
It's insane. Now I'm like, it's like I haven't worked out in 2 weeks, and normally if I don't work out in 2 weeks, like I get like bloated and dude, I can't even gain weight.
It's because you changed your body.
It's fucking insane. I'll flex and I'll see the abs just by flexing, and I'm like, I haven't worked out in 2 weeks. I still have all my abs. I don't understand.
And if you wanted to conceive a child right now, your kid would be you would have the genetics you created in your body now would be transferred to your kid.
I say to my wife every time. I said,
"Let's create a monster."
There's some good kids that we just flushed down the toilet right there.
It's a couple good kids on that Kleenex right there.
But you know what's crazy? Because I had read that or I heard that how like if by actually doing what I'm doing, you're not only changing your body, you're actually changing your DNA.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can transfer that. Like if I had a baby right now, it'd probably be a monster athlete, like or more
or whatever.
Better chance, right?
But Caden's
he is. But my daughter even more.
Oh,
my
really?
My daughter is lean and strong.
Okay.
She'll be on the counter in the kitchen and she'll pick herself up and she'll raise her ass like straight up, like she's in gymnastics now.
Okay, there you go. I always say the best athletes are gymnasts.
That's what I told my son.
My son wrestlers and gymnasts.
Yeah,
wrestlers and gymnasts.
You want like if this is what I tell people, young people. You want to be a pro wrestler? Do gymnastics.
Of course.
Do gymnastics.
Look at GSP. When he became GSP, when he was on his run, he didn't continue doing everything he was doing. He hit 32 years old, and he's like, I got to do something differently. Let's add in gymnastics.
Yeah.
And then he won like another 8 fights after that.
And he became I wouldn't say like fighting wise they didn't train his training. Like you could tell he still has the scene. Like he's still good with the jab. He can still like he didn't change anything, right? In my opinion, GSP is the best transitioning from striking to wrestling.
Oh yeah,
going from striking to wrestling, I don't think anybody does it any better.
No, he's the best wrestler in MMA, and he's not even a wrestler
because he uses his striking the right way in order to incorporate his wrestling.
It's that. It's also not that nothing against like guys like Cormier and Khabib.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These guys are great wrestlers, but for MMA, GSP is the best wrestler in MMA. He uses his double super well. His single uses it super well. He runs the pipe really well. He's everything he does is on point, and that's why he's so special. And that's why gymnastics was like gymnasts. They're all focused. None of them, any successful gymnast, is not lazy. Look at them; they're all jacked. They're all monsters.
They're disciplined on the mat and outside the mat because they understand. That's another thing I started realizing is like the more that I was putting my body through these workouts and the more my body was changing, the more obviously it was better in the ring.
Yeah,
my cardio was never an issue. It hasn't been since I started wrestling because I've always take great pride in my cardio. But it was like I was more explosive. I was quicker. I could move differently and I thought differently and I was more confident. I had more confidence in myself, so I was able to like not really think about the like the drawbacks of certain moves or like the negative parts of certain moves. It was like, oh yeah, no, I can do that, or I could like, oh yeah, this one's a lot easier. But like when I look at a guy like GSP or like any like you said like any gymnast, like you start realizing that. And this is why I take great pride in my nutrition and stuff, because I started realizing that it doesn't matter how many hours you spend in the gym. If the nutrition or everything outside of the gym is not on point, then everything in the gym, you will never be at your top peak or your like potential.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a blot.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something and a lot of people, they don't understand what it is. They're like, fuck, man, I go to the gym every day. I fucking do cardio after every single workout. I do this, I do that. And I look at me, I can't lose weight. I'm like, yo, what do you eat? Oh, well, I eat pretty easy, And then I get people to tell me what they eat. And I'm like, you think you eat healthy? And I'm like, yeah, isn't that healthy? I'm like, no. Like, look at this. What you're eating.
I've worked out. So I've kind of taken up because I destroyed my ankle. So I've been playing football and working out on and off there. But I feel like I've gained weight because since I moved out last week, I don't have anything in my fridge. You know what I mean? So I've been eating out every night. Like at 1:00 in the morning, I'm ordering 2 hot dogs and a poutine.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Of course.
But I wake up in the morning, I'm like, why am I so fucking dehydrated right now? It's
insane. Oh,
I've had it 4 times since then. So 4 times in 7 days,
Yeah.
I've eaten 2 hot dogs or a burger and a poutine. It's fucking crazy to me.
I started doing all these things. I do intermittent fasting and
it's all good.
I play with fucking pens all the time. I have to do. That's another fucking drawback of this concussion thing is that I always have to. That's why it's hard for me to do these podcasts. It's like my brain is like get up, walk around. Like that's why at work it doesn't affect me because I walk all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly in motion. It's the minute I get home, my head goes, oh motherfucker, and then all the symptoms come out at night. But tonight I kept myself busy and I feel great right now.
Yeah.
But after this, when the adrenaline dump, because I'm happy I'm doing a podcast right now. After this, it's going to be hell for the rest of the night. But
feel bad for the kids.
Oh, they'll be in sleep. They'll be in bed by now. And then fuck. What was I saying? Yeah, I do intermittent fasting, and at first I was inconsistent with it. I'd do it for a week, and then the next week I'd only do it twice, and then but then after a while I was like, you know what? Like you're doing it for a reason, right? Yeah. You believe. Like I was telling myself, like you believe in what you hear and read about it, right? So why aren't you doing consistently?
Yeah.
Because I was always afraid. I was always a believer of that. Like sometimes you do something and somebody will say, well, you can do too much of a good thing, right? And I was like, and I was always also afraid, like, is it, like, I'm always afraid that in a year they're going to go, yeah, that's not that good. And then you're like, fuck, man, I've been doing this for 2 years. Like,
but it's whatever, I always say, it's whatever you make of it.
Yeah.
So if this diet works for you, it works for you. A diet can be having, I mean, anything you want, as long as you're disciplined with something.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I've lacked in the last like 2 years is discipline with a diet.
Yeah.
I start one thing for a couple days, it's gone. You do it for 2 weeks, I do it for 3 days, and it's gone after that, because it's like, oh, my buddy's like, oh, you want to go for breakfast? Okay, cool. And then I'm eating at 11 o'clock when my intermittent fasting is supposed to be from 2 to 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like everything throws you off, and you have to avoid those distractions. And that's where it comes
And once you eat at 11, you're like, well, fuck this day. So I'm going to eat like shit the rest of the day. I'll start it up again tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Or even it's like I have like a slice of pizza at lunch. I'm like, cool. And then at night, I'm hungry again. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll have a burger.
Yeah.
Instead of having maybe a chicken breast or whatever. You know what I mean? And it gets to a point where it's like you have to avoid the distractions, and that's the part that I fucking struggle with the most.
You know how like when I started this intermittent fasting, and I was just before Christmas, I was like, I forget. Like sometimes I don't really pay attention, but I've been doing it now 6, if not 7 times a week, at least Monday to Saturday.
Yeah.
Because normally Saturday I wrestle, and on Saturdays that I wrestle, I barely eat because I don't want to get bloated, eat something that makes me bloated. I'm in my underwear in front of 100 people.
That's it. Also, you're not too hungry because nerves are kicking in. Yeah.
But my body is so like, if there's one thing that I started doing a long time ago, it scared me at first because I didn't want to have that connection because I was afraid that, but now I know my body so well and I listen to it. Like I'll eat something and I'll know exactly how long it is going to take me to poop it out. I know exactly, if I eat something like shit, I know exactly what it's going to make me feel like. I could tell you like, yeah, I'm going to have joint pain because I ate this and I ate that. I could go now a day where I'm like, I never feel hungry and I barely ate because my body's like, all I need now is fuel. I got my body working so good on just being so efficient at what I put in and what I put out. It's like, you're hungry right now because you need fuel. Put fuel in.
Yeah.
So I'll do intermittent fasting, and then my first meal is a big salad with tuna, which is nothing, right? So I'll do an avocado, a bit of almonds, spinach, kale, cucumber, carrots. If I have broccoli or other shit, I'll put it in there with olive oil and balsamic vinegar. I put a can of tuna in there. I'm done. That's my lunch.
There you go.
I get home. This is if I'm working out. I get home. Recently, what I've been doing is I'll do a shake. So if I didn't eat a salad for lunch, if I ate something else like broccoli or chicken or whatever leftover my wife had, sometimes I'll eat carbs, whatever was in the fridge. I'll do like a smoothie with like spinach, kale, hemp protein, and that's my pre-workout. Then by the time I get home, I'll eat a meal, but I'll get home sometimes at 9 and I'll eat like my wife made lasagna. I'll eat a piece of lasagna, but honestly, I ain't even hungry. And I just had a workout. I just eat because my body's like, you need this. And then you eat it and then you're like, all right. But then I smoke a joint. And then it's free for all.
That's
like,
it.
Do I have chips? Do I have chocolate? Do I have this?
See, I'm not like that. When I smoke a joint, it's not snacks. I order food.
Really?
Pizza.
So you gotta have meals.
Yeah, like I'm like
snacks.
Oh no, I can't. I'm not a snack guy. I'm like a meal guy.
My wife is bad. She buys all the fucking snacks. I tell her you gotta stop. Yeah. Okay. Then she gets home on Sundays after doing groceries. There's ice cream. There's 3 types of cookies. There's 2 bags of chips.
It's crack.
I'm like, what the fuck, right? But
if I know ice cream is in the fridge, it's probably done. If I know there's a bottle of Coke in the fridge, forget it.
Oh, really?
2 days, it's gone.
That's
Max.
your vice there?
Yeah,
well, Coke, yeah.
My buddy Eric, if there's a Diet Coke, any option for Diet Coke, there's no way he's not having it.
Really?
We went to the casino a few weeks ago, and he's like, oh, I can't wait for the free Diet Coke because you have like the machines, it's all free. Every time we walk by one, he's like filling it up. He's addicted to Diet Coke. But he's like, the next day, I feel like I'm hungover because it dehydrates you. It takes everything away from you.
The sugar.
Well,
everything too. And
there's no sugar in Diet Coke, but it's like the aspartame or whatever it is, whatever the chemical bullshit they put in there.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it dehydrates you because your body, it takes your body so much energy to process that bullshit that it goes like, I'm spent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's why when you eat like a bad, shitty, big meal, you feel like shit, right? You're like, but it's always been nutrition for me. The minute I started falling in love with it and like really paying attention, but here's the other thing. It's like the pros and cons, right? It's like one day I listen to somebody that tells me this is good, and then the next day I'll listen to somebody else that tells me the same thing is bad, and I'm like, no, I'm like the fuck anymore. Like, So that's why I got good at going, okay, this makes me feel good. Like, for example, like when I started ramping up my training, I realized that I needed to ramp up my calorie intake.
Of course.
Because one thing that I realized is that I was always calorie deficient every day.
You have to make sure you're burning something.
Yes. That's also why I'm super lean now, because I was calorie deficient for so long. It's like my body now, it's like can't catch up. I'm not complaining. It's just that I don't fit in my pants anymore. It's like, it's insane, right? Like I fit into size small. This is a size small t-shirt.
That's fucked up.
You know what I mean?
I don't think I've ever worn small my entire life.
I bought the other day I bought 32s, but a while back I bought size 30 jeans.
Fuck.
I hadn't bought size 30 jeans since I was like 18 years old.
I don't remember ever wearing size 30. If I was a size 30, I'm wearing jogging pants. Like that's how young I was.
It's so messed up. I was like, this is a mistake. I tried on the 32. They were too big. I tried on the 30. They were perfect. I'm like, this is insane.
It's fucked up, man.
But it's 32 and more comfortable. Like I bought a pair of jeans last weekend and it was like 32. I'm like, I'm more comfortable. It's a bit loose, but my thighs now, because I ramped up my leg workouts, I'm on my leg every day. Like my thighs are a lot bigger than they were. So now I wear jeans. It's like loose around the buckle, but it's super tight around the legs and stuff. So
I'm the same way where it's like my waist is small. So I can wear a size 34 jean.
Yeah.
But I'm really should be wearing a size 36, 38 because my legs are huge.
Yeah.
My ass isn't that big.
No.
But my legs, I never work on my legs anymore. I can't. As soon as I squat once, it's like my legs will blow up out of my pants.
But you have the body of an athlete though. Like
I'm pudgy now, but I've always been pretty big.
But you're solid.
Yeah.
Like you're not pudgy like doughy and tout mou là. It's like you're like you could tackle somebody and I'd be like, yo, like
I'm not. When people always tell me, "Fuck, you're hard to move," you know, like fuck, thank God. And then I get my ass kicked at jiu-jitsu by some fucking 150-pound IT guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's fucking inverting and he's triangling me. And there's this one guy in my school, Andrew. He's a black belt now. He just got his black belt. He's probably triangled me. I've probably been triangled 15 times in 11 years because my just shoulders are big and my neck is big, and I'll just power out of it. Out of those 15 times, I think he's triangled me 10.
Oh, Jesus.
He's just and he's an ex-hockey player that just has a crazy guard. And it's just that it's like these weird things. It's like I can beast somebody and like ragdoll him. And then I go against a guy like Andrew who probably weighs 180 pounds, 185. And I outweigh him by 40 pounds, 50 pounds. And he beats me every single time. It doesn't matter how big you are or how you look.
Yeah.
It all depends on how you're going to implement something, right? And that's the thing. Is like I can look like this, and people say, "Oh yeah, you're big, you're solid."
Yeah.
But the other day I went to the gym because I haven't been consistent. I had a hard time benching. You know what I mean? Benching what I used to bench anyway. So in my head, I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it." You know. Then I grab the 90s. I'm like, oh, "Fuck, how come it's harder than it was before?" You know? It's like because I'm not putting in the work.
I'm not strong. I'll always admit that. I've always admitted that. It was never my suit. Like I won't go there and bench. I can't bench press 2 plates. I might do it once. I might do one rep.
I bet you can.
Yeah.
With somebody spotting you, I bet you can.
Yeah. But like
that time when how much you were doing like 90s or 95s, and you're like, I don't know how many I'm gonna do, and then I was standing right behind 90. You probably did like 4 or 5.
I was confident because the week before I had done 85 and I blocked and my shoulder and it gave out
halfway.
Exactly. I was like, fuck. Like it's mental too, right?
All mental.
But
that's why these guys at the NFL Combine, they can do 40 reps on a bench press because they have a guy waiting. It's not going to fall on your chest.
They don't worry about that.
They don't worry about it. Just try and get as many out as possible. Bam, 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 bam.
I hate asking for spots.
Well, it depends on who you're asking.
Yeah.
There's like 10 guys in the gym I would ask, but the rest go fuck themselves.
Sometimes I look around and I see guys that are around and they see you and they go, oh, that guy's looking for a spot. And you can tell they don't want to spot you.
It's because they don't know how.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that there's guys at the gym that don't know how to work out, don't know how to spot. If you can't spot somebody, how the fuck is somebody else going to spot you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't ask anybody, any random fuck at the gym to spot me because they just don't, they're going to hold my wrists.
Remember that I told you that?
Yeah, exactly. You told me. Like, fuck out of here.
I was like, do you want me to hold your wrist? I'm like, I just asked you for a push off. You're going to pull my wrist? Like, you're going to, the fuck
Who
me?
holds wrists?
Like, just help me under the thing
That's
and
it.
push off.
Just hands on my triceps.
Just watch me. He didn't know how to.
Even guys like squatting. Like, if I see guys like spotting for squats, like, first of all, if you need a spot for a squat,
dude, put the racks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just fall.
Just adjust the things to their proper height. So if you can't get back up, just drop the bar on the thing and you're good. Or even just drop the fucking bar on the. People panic.
I see guys hugging other guys and going down with them, and I'm like, listen, that might work if you're like some fucking freak at West Barbell,
if you're like a power lifter.
Yeah, if you're a West Side Barbell or whatever.
Yeah.
But like for the most
gym?
part, I'm not gonna ask one of these guys wearing a baggy ass t-shirt and leggings to spot me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of these guys, man, at Golds, it's fucked up.
I see a lot of the same guys at Gold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I shake my head sometimes. There's a few guys there. I don't know their names. I don't want to talk shit.
I don't know
anybody.
anybody's name at the gym. I don't care.
I talk to people like because I've been going now steady for like a good 3 years now.
Yeah.
So there's people that I've seen from day one that I see consistently.
Give the head nod.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah. Like there's
small talk.
There's this girl there that I see. She works out. She's there almost all the same time than me. And
you don't know her name?
No, but we always go, hi, how are you? Like there's because she does this similar lifting than I do.
Yeah.
She's into cross, like a lot of powerlifting.
Okay.
Like that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I saw it. I've seen her change. Like in a year, I've seen her like go from like, lose weight to look more athletic, more fit. And you could tell that she just wants to work. And I notice people like that. And there's a lot of people in the sauna that I see and stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't know. But sometimes I see some of these guys and you could tell that their business is being trainers or like those gym trainers that go like, I pay the membership, but I'll teach you a few things here and there. And then you see them I'm not saying I'm made like I'm Adonis. Like my body is not like
I would rather ask you for advice.
Yeah.
Knowing you.
Yeah.
Than ask one of the trainers at that gym.
That's another.
There's guys at that gym. You can pay $250, become a trainer. I can do it in 2 weeks from now. Let's do another podcast. I'll be a certified personal trainer.
Fuck that.
But I actually been training since I was 16 years old, so I have an idea.
I never understood how people put so much into that piece of paper. Into that, I'm a personal trainer. I can be a personal trainer. My wife can be a personal trainer online in a few weeks. She doesn't know she doesn't have the slightest idea about working out and the physiology of the human body. But she's good at studying, so she'll do that online. Then, hey, I'm a personal trainer. Look, I'm a personal trainer. Dude, I had a beef one of the things that as I'm getting older is that I don't keep my mouth shut anymore.
Yeah.
Like if I have fucking beef or an issue and people are like, why are you bringing it up? I'm like, motherfucker, because I'm almost 40 and I feel like talking sometimes.
I'm
like
the same
I feel
way,
like bullshit.
I'm the same way.
The
last year I've become that way.
Right?
Yeah.
Like today I had a conversation. I work with this Muslim at work, super nice guy, and he's older, like late 40s, right? And he was telling me, the conversation today shifted to like how he was telling me like, or telling us, me and another girl at work, because she said like, I don't believe in God. And I'm like, I'm the same, right? I don't believe in the God. Like I have my own beliefs. Like they fluctuate sometimes. Like one day I'll believe in this, one day I'll believe in that. But for the most part, I believe that there's a force that keeps all of us like moving in the direction, right?
Yeah.
But I don't believe in a bearded guy in a thing.
Yeah, I don't believe in religion.
Yeah, exactly. But he's Muslim, obviously. Okay. So it's engraved in him.
Well,
right?
he's been following something his entire life, right?
So he was I was trying to explain to him, like, I'm like, well, how about this? Like, why are you denying science? He's like, give me some proof. And then he would be like, what proof? What? I'm like, what do you mean, what proof?
It's not necessarily, I find it worse with Christians.
Really? Huh?
Yeah. Then I find it worse with Christians. Christians are the worst to me. One time I was at work and I said,
and I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm like, I've had those discussions with Christians as well, where it's like, like I can't have a talk with you. Like I totally blanked them out after a while today. I'm like, I can't talk to you because you're not willing to have a conversation.
Exactly. That's the problem. And I find it worse with Christians. I find, I'm actually dating a girl that's Muslim and she's very open. Well, she doesn't really practice that much.
Yeah.
But
she was raised Muslim.
She was raised, her parents Muslim, and everything. Yeah. And this has nothing to do with what you believe in, it's how you believe in it. And that's why I find Christians can be the worst when it comes to this. Because I had this guy and he's telling me, he's like, well, how come you don't believe in God? I said, it's not that I don't believe in God. I just don't believe in religion. He's like, okay, can you explain this to me? He said, can you explain why when an old couple gets old, one of them dies, the other one dies fairly quickly after not being sick and stuff? What do you attribute that to? I said, because they're lacking something in their life. They're lacking a purpose.
They're lonely now.
Yeah, and their brain just decides to like, listen, there's nothing else to live for
you
anymore.
You can give up on life and die.
Of course.
You can do it right now if you wanted to.
Exactly.
And you're fit and healthy. I can do it.
Yeah.
Imagine someone that's 85 years old.
Exactly.
My father, my grandfather, my grandmother died almost a year, day to day. Within 4 days, he died.
There you go. And he was probably healthy to a certain point, right?
He was, well, the thing is, he just stopped caring.
And,
he started drinking again. He stopped taking his medication for his heart and his Alzheimer's and all that. And then he was like, the last time I visited him, the summer before he passed away, like, he asked me, I went there one time with my kids and he was like, who are you? Oh, yeah, you're so-and-so's son. Dude, I've lived here my whole life till I was 17. You raised me. But he was not in his head, right?
Yeah.
He gave up and yeah, so keep going. So
he starts telling me, and he said, what do you attribute that to? So I said, I attribute it to just being lonely and not having a purpose. And it's not some higher power in the sky that says, hey, okay, you can die now because your husband's dead. Because who is that other person? Like, you guys always preach, Christianity always believes in the person and what's your purpose in life and whatever. You guys always preach that, but when it comes down to it and you can't prove it, you say, oh no, but it's God's will. When you can't prove something, it's God's will.
Yes.
How does that make any sense to me? I just can't be. And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm saying is, can you explain to me how it works? I'm not going to read a book. I have this girl on my Facebook. She used to be my employee. I want to unfriend her, but I haven't because it's partially entertaining. She actually said something that made sense today. She said, Jesus accepts all the drug dealers, all the criminals, all the murderers. Jesus accepts all of them for what they are. And she said, religion does not accept you. And I said, and there's been dozens of posts that she's made where I've kind of disagreed with her and tried to prove her wrong. And this one, I'm like, this I agree with, because Jesus was a person who, from what I understood, believed in the good of people. Yeah. From what I understand. And
religion wasn't a thing before Jesus became. They built religion based on, if you believe.
Well, they built Christianity based on him, right?
Right.
Because he was technically a Jew.
But he was still a good person that wanted good.
I also think he was a cult leader, but whatever. That's just that's my opinion.
Probably, right?
So it just comes down to the fact is, like, what are you getting out of your religion? What are you getting out of what you believe in? If a drug addict needs Jesus or needs religion to get out of becoming a drug addict, all for it.
Yeah.
But don't fucking shove it down my throat and make it seem like that's the only way to live. I can live my life and not having to believe in somebody. Yes, religion gives you a core set of values, but that's just being a human being.
I have similar core sets of values, but I, like you, I don't believe in the religion. I just believe in being a good person and spreading positive thoughts and just, I believe there's an energy and we're all connected with that energy.
Exactly.
And if my energy is shitty, then you're going to come close to me. You're like, ugh, like I feel shitty. Like what the, like ever been around somebody you've never met, and then you're like,
yes,
you're like, oh
man, just like, you're bad mojo,
some
man.
People don't have that, aren't like woke. I hate using that woo woo, but the more I've matured, the more like I became a parent, I became more aware of my surrounding, the more like I'll sit next to someone, I'm like, I can't sit next to you.
How does that person make you feel? I don't care if you're black, blue, green, orange, you're Muslim. Like if I said,
you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice to you.
Growing up, I don't think my parents would ever accept me dating a Muslim girl. And now I'm dating a Muslim girl and she's great. You know what I mean? And I have no complaints about it. And it's just, and it's just, it gets to a point where it's like, and she doesn't practice, she doesn't have the hijab or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. We connect on a different level and it's great. And that's what I'm looking for, connection. You and I, we're not the best of friends, but we connect to a different level. I see you at the gym. How many times do we see each other in the locker room? We're talking for half an hour.
That's insane.
And then I have no time to work out anymore.
I'm like, I always catch you on the way out, and I'm done. I can talk for hours. You can cut me off, right?
But I don't mind because I'll talk to you for fucking hours,
insane.
Because you're a good guy. And if there's like that group chat that we're in for the hockey group, like all those guys are good guys. Like we connect with certain people, but there's some people, if I meet you and I don't like you, like I'm just not going to chill with you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to want to be there. And there's people that like I'll give you an example. There's been times where I've been invited to places knowing one person's not going to be there and he's going to be there and I'm not going to go. Specifically,
because you can't be around that person.
I can't. We have this one guy that we watch the UFC with. Okay. He's friends of a friend. He's actually he trains at Golds. He's a perfectly nice guy, but we call him Dead Belt. Okay. Because before he met me, he told all of them he was a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He told all those guys he was a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
But
he's not. He doesn't trade jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
I think he probably did like classes for a year or whatever. So I'm like, that guy I don't want to be with, but he's a perfectly nice guy, but I don't want to associate myself to a guy that lies about that stuff.
Yeah. If he lies about that, what else does he lie about?
Exactly.
Right?
And in the last year going through my whole change, like the last year has been fucking extremely hard on me. And it's like going through that, I don't want to be involved with people that I don't give a shit about. And that's basically what it comes down to. If you can't give me the time of day, I'm not going to give it to you. If I don't like the vibe you're giving me, I'm not going to give you a good vibe. And that's what it comes down to.
Like the conversation we were, well, I wouldn't call it a conversation, but with that guy I had at work today, it was like he was trying to tell me all these anecdotes about how he was trying to he was like, okay, well, how do you explain this? And then he was like, how do you explain and then you could tell that he was just trying to fabricate a story that made sense in his head to try, but he was fumbling with his words, and he was like, he wasn't even confident in his belief. And I was just there eating my salad, and I was looking at the woman, and I was like, just let him finish.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm trying to say my point of view, and then you're just saying like, what proof? You're not listening
to me. You're waiting to respond.
Yes, you're just waiting to put. And you're like, no, that's not what I'm. And that's another thing I do now. I call people on their bullshit face to face, and people aren't used to that. And then they don't know what to do. And then they go into that moment where it's like, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I was doing. Sorry if it came out like that. And then they're just peddling. And then they're over that, they're trying to prove their point, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is what I really meant.
Yes.
But why didn't you say that originally?
Do you know what I told him at the end? I fucked him up. You said, ask me what I believe in. I said, you don't even have to. I'll tell you. I said, I believe we all live in a simulation. Okay. He looked at me and I said, you see how fucked up that is? Yeah. And then I just got up. I'm like, I'm done with this conversation. I said, enjoy that thing that I told you in my head.
But who says it? Who said it? It's a good quote, and it says, religion. The only difference between religion and cults is that cults have a leader and people follow him and they tell him where to go. And religion, that guy's dead.
Yeah,
that's basically
what
it is.
The guy's alive.
Cults the guy's
He's this 28-year-old guy that does yoga 8 times a week, right?
Exactly, like, and that's basically
and he fucks your wife and girlfriend.
Like Scientology around. Became a thing. How does that become a thing recently? Like if you imagine a world where religion didn't exist. If you introduce Christianity today, or if you introduced Islam, or if you introduce even Judaism, if you introduce that stuff today, people would be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What's that religion that was invented just in the 1800s?
I don't know.
Joe something Smith there. He said he found these gold tablets that only he could read because he had access to these rocks. Oh, dude, it's a
fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, that presidential candidate that.
Mitt Romney.
Yeah, what's his religion?
He's Mormon.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
not that long ago.
There's pictures of the guy that invented this religion.
There's a picture of you.
Right. It's like, imagine if God was born in like 1902 and he died in like 1986. And you're like, yeah, no, God. I knew God. I went to dinner with him in 1984.
We went to the keg.
Right, a cool dude, man. Yeah, his religion's a bit whack. But no.
But that's another thing, is another part of religion that I kind of like, maybe the Bible's right, is the rapture. Now, coronavirus, all this fucking shit that's happening, Ebola, all these diseases we're getting, maybe that's the real rapture, and he's trying to eliminate the entire human race.
You think so?
Did I just fucking shit all over you?
Yeah, now my anxiety just ramped the fuck up.
You're like, fuck, you're going to start Googling tonight?
Do you know what I think it is also when they wrote those books and those Bibles and stuff, is that I think there's people just like today that used certain methods to predict the future. I don't know who was telling me about this. Oh, it was at dinner on Saturday, Mark. He was explaining to me chaos. Is it chaos theory, you said? But he said, if you really pay attention, especially nowadays, you could almost predict like pretty much every 100 years. Like just based on...
Yeah, I see that.
It's like a curve.
Yeah.
It's like every 100 years, same curve. 100 years, same curve. 100 years, same curve. And it's like...
There's a war or there's something that happens.
Exactly, right? So you off the chaos... Then people react. I think the way it was explained is that there's always going to be chaos, and people always react the same to chaos.
Yeah.
So with the difference now
Human
is
nature.
That there's 7 billion of us instead of being 1 million of us. So now you get 7 billion people freaking out over this virus, and now you got social media, which is instant information.
That's all I see now on Facebook.
Hey, dude, I can't. But before.
I don't know.
An hour and a half, but
we've been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I'm gonna end on this. Here's one thing I can't stand about Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
You know they have these classes there in that the
room,
that little room there. You could see right through, right? This guy I haven't seen him in a while, but he was teaching this class, and it was a big class, like it was like a boot camp style class. Like you've seen him, I'm sure.
For sure.
And he was teaching this boot camp class, and I would say there may be anywhere from 20 to 30 people in that class. There, a lot of hot women, like
quick, just get a sweat and go home.
That guy was not in shape.
So yeah, that happens a lot too. That's another thing what I was telling you. Yeah,
you could tell. I don't want to judge, but there's a chance the way his body composition is made, like he did steroids at certain points because he got this. He's got these mantids,
gynecomastia,
and he's pudgy.
Yeah,
like I'm not saying you have to have a six pack, but and then I saw this personal trainer the other day, and I'm like, you have a gut. You're wearing a medium sized shirt, and you should be wearing an extra large. Number one. You look like you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. You don't look healthy. You have zero muscle definition. And you're trying to teach this person over here how to be in better shape. How the fuck do you want this person to look at you and go like, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about?
But you know what the excuse they give is I don't have time to work out anymore. And that's another thing with all these MMA trainers and boxing trainers is some of them are out of shape because they're just focused on the other person.
Yes.
Which I get to a certain extent,
yes.
But it's very different with personal trainers because you're literally in the gym. You could work out. If you're a boxing trainer, you're not hitting pads anymore because one, you're probably just way too injured. Your neck is probably fucked up. You can't do anything anymore.
But a lot of those trainers are either ex-competitors, ex-fighters, and they're, like you said, they're jacked up and they can't do shit,
They can't do anything anymore.
Plus, they don't have time.
Yeah.
The time consumption it takes to take somebody under your wing and teach them and worry about them and worry about everything. I mean, I understand that.
But a personal trainer is very different.
Imagine having a personal trainer yell at you. It's like, why weren't you at work? Why didn't you work out today? Oh, I didn't have time. Fuck that. There's always time. There's always time. What's your fucking excuse?
Yeah.
When's the last time you worked out?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't have time. I have too many clients. Me too, I have too many clients. Why are you yelling at me? Like, you see that, like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, man.
I haven't had a lot of personal trainers. I've had actually one legit personal trainer, but I have a friend that owns a gym. And he still manages to work out in them, even if it's just the minimum. He still does something just to stay in shape. Because you, how credible can you be? It's not like you're a football coach and you're a fat guy and you know the sport and you're coaching the sport.
Yeah.
You're not coaching him on how to run fast. You're coaching him on how to play football.
That's right.
So you know that, but
you're not teaching him how to be an athlete. He already knows how to be an athlete.
You are an athlete. You're trying to teach him the X's and O's. So for a personal trainer, is that okay? The first class, the first introduction is you're teaching them how to use the machines. This is for people that don't know how to do anything, right? You teach them how to use the machines. You might know how to use those machines. If you want that person to continue coming to you, you need to be better than the first day. You need to make sure that everything you know has nothing to do with that first day. The first day is literally the basics. But the thing about these personal trainers nowadays is that all they know is how to use the machines. They don't know how to structure. They don't know how to actually work out. They don't know how to push themselves or to shock their body. They do the same shit over and over again. They read a book. They read an article on Facebook. They scroll through an article just to find a YouTube video of a workout. Then they give it to their people. It's the worst way to gym. It's these ABC gyms, and we go to one, but it's just very convenient to go to that gym because it's a good gym. It has everything.
I think it's hard for people to understand that, like, if you are going to hire somebody at $60 an hour or whatever the fuck they charge, right? And that imagine if you go to a gym like that and you go, I want to have a personal trainer. They're like, yeah, we have a bunch here. Like, I'll set one to you, right? And then they set you this guy that's not in shape, that doesn't work out, right? And then you're like, 2 weeks in, you're like, this motherfucker doesn't know what he's talking about. Then you get discouraged. Not only are you never going to go back to the gym, you're never going to get a second. Imagine paying another. You're like, I just wasted a couple $100 on this motherfucker that didn't know. I'm fatter than I was 2 weeks ago. Like, I don't understand.
My brother's girlfriend's the same thing because she just registered to Gold. She's been working out for about a couple of years now, getting into really good shape, and she's in really good shape. But she was training at EconoFit, so it's not great. Yeah. So she switched to Golds because she wanted to do more.
Yeah.
So they gave her a trainer, and she's like, this trainer wasn't giving me anything different than what I know already. And she's like, I'm not going to book him anymore.
90% of trainers go on YouTube and they go like, what am I going to do today? And then they go, oh yeah, I'll mark this and mark that.
But that's what I do.
Yes, that's what I fucking
like,
do.
What am I paying you for?
Dude, I go on Instagram. I follow this guy, Marcus Philly.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm just going to follow this
He's
guy.
Great, huh?
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude. like that's the type of training. Like people asked me there the other day, like, what do you notice different? I'm like, well, my range of motion is different. Like my range from top to bottom. Like I can squat standing up to all the way down and get right back up with no weight on my shoulder. I could do it right here. I didn't used to be able to do that. Like on the way up, my knees would just be
Buckle,
like, like what the fuck? Now I could go drop down, back straight, back up. My range of motion, my pelvic, like everything here, everything's different, right? My shoulders, I got more range of motion. Just my back, everything. My neck is stronger. My traps are stronger. Like everything is just more like everything is there.
Yeah.
But it's because I read, I watch videos, I listen to podcasts, I listen to people that I trust or that someone that I trust told me about.
Yeah.
And then I try, and then I tweak to my for my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it doesn't work, that's why my new motto, it's like trial and error in life. Like people are like, everybody's looking for a shortcut. They're like, I want to be thin and fast and strong as fast as I can. And I tell people, I'm like, it's nice to have the result fast, but you don't learn anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like me, like all my life, I've been taking the long route. And is it the best? Not always, because sometimes it takes way longer. But I'm going to tell you something. All the lessons I learned from every step that I failed and then retook and readjusted and that, the lessons I learned throughout there, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Of course.
I would not trade that for anything. I don't care that I'm 39 years old and only peaking now. I'm like, fuck it. Like
You're going to peak when you peak, as long as you put in the work.
I feel healthy, and except for this little bump in the road, but hopefully I'll be all right soon, man.
And it's perfect timing. Your kids are growing up. You're going to be able to enjoy it with them.
It's insane. My son's got AA tryouts starting this Saturday.
There you go.
For baseball. He's already there. It's his second year.
I heard him. He said he wanted to play football on his episode last week.
He's been asking me about football.
Do it.
You think so?
Yeah, why not?
But you've been in the program, right? You've been in football. How?
I started playing when I was 12.
So there's the Spartans here in
That's where I played.
right?
That's where I played.
And it's the same time as baseball. So it's next year. I'm like, you're either gonna have to choose baseball or football. He's like, next year I want to try football. He wanted to try this summer, but I'm like,
It's too late now.
No, but he signed up for baseball.
Oh, okay.
And
Because baseball starts earlier, right? Starts in June.
May. Starts in May.
Football starts in August.
Does it? But I thought I saw on their schedule that they start in May.
They do like indoor training in May, but the season only starts in August.
Oh.
And they play 8 games.
See, then he might, because his regular season ends like mid-August.
Yeah, that's how it was with me. Maybe they changed it when I was growing up. That's what it was. You started in August.
So
Right
he's
after the
he's never played football in his life, right? He thinks because he knows how to throw a football half-ass good, and he knows how to catch. Like I've thrown a football with him before. Like I made him run routes here on the outside. Just go there and then do a certain amount of steps and cut. I'll throw you the ball. Like he can catch the ball. He can throw the ball pretty fucking good, but I'm like, it's not the same when you have 11 guys rushing you, or like somebody rushing you and you got a fucking pan. It's like, I think I'd be a pretty good quarterback.
No, I wouldn't put him as a quarterback.
Nah, right? It's like, fuck, man.
I'd put him on D, man. I'd put him as a defensive player. But the thing is that what's going to happen is if he goes to any tryout, they'll place him where they think they need him.
So how does it work? He shows up one day and he's like, I want to play football. And they'll be like, all right.
There's a spot. 100%.
Yeah. But then they'll assess where to put him.
They'll be like, "Are you fast? Okay, we need a good linebacker. You're pretty big. We'll put you a linebacker. How would you like to play safety? You know what safety is? Okay, you just got to make sure you're the last guy. You're nobody behind you. Can you do that? Yeah, cool. Let's try that out. Safety, you'll play receiver too. Can you catch a ball? Good. I'll show you how to run some routes.
Yeah.
Then you learn. It's a perfect age for him actually.
Yeah.
What is he? 10 now?
Yeah. He's gonna be 11 in a few months.
I don't want to say the perfect age. It's a perfect age to start learning how to play football. He should start playing flag football, actually.
Yeah.
Just to learn how to like run routes and range, how to the speed of the game and how to judge, like if he's going to play on D, how to judge a ball and things like that. And
is there flag football during the winter?
Yeah.
Indoors,
in
right?
the league that I play in, there's a FPF. It's called Flag Plus Junior. I'll send you the link.
Yeah,
it's
because maybe I'll do that in the winter.
Yeah.
So then, if he really likes it, then I'll sign him up for football.
It's winter and spring they have it. So yeah, like the season just ended for them.
It's tackle at his age. Football.
You can tackle, at his age.
And I'm worried about the head trauma. That's
the thing. That's why I say give him flag so he knows how to play a little bit.
Yeah,
and then put him into tackle after that. I say that there shouldn't be tackling until about age 13. Like you should wear the equipment.
Just to know what it feels like.
Just to know what it feels like. Maybe like wrapping up.
Yeah.
But like now what they do with kids in Adam, like the little kids.
Yeah.
They're dressed out gear, but they have a flag belt on.
Really?
Yeah. So they know how to run with a helmet on, and they teach them how to tackle, but they don't, in the games, they won't tackle. They'll just pull the flag.
I see.
Which is smart. You don't want kids to be getting destroyed. I saw a video of a kid. He's probably 6 years old. He got lit up, knocked out.
I saw that video.
Holy fuck, man!
He was running a route there, running back.
Yeah.
Got that one.
I remember
like he's murdered. Like
I remember
just
once,
murdered that kid.
Yeah, the kid's dead. I remember once I hit a guy, and I saw it was like a strobe light in my eyes for like the next 3 plays, and my coach is like, "Good." I'm like, "I'm good."
You hit someone?
I hit somebody, and I couldn't see. It was like a strobe light. The rest of for the next 3 plays was a strobe light until they punted, and then I went off. I'm like, I'm not good. And he's like, "Are you good? Drink some water. Spray water on my face. Get back out there."
The other thing that I like about the football, I think it'd be good
15
for
years
him
old.
is the discipline. Because
Exactly.
it's not like, baseball is baseball, but I've coached him for the last 4 years, 3 years, right?
So you need maybe a change.
He
sees you here, he sees you there.
Yeah. He's only starting to realize what hard work is and that you actually have to put in the work, right? But he sees me too. He's like, my dad's a fucking monster all the time. Like maybe I should take a page out of his book a little bit. So, but he's 10 years old, right?
Hockey?
He doesn't like hockey. He likes playing. He plays hockey like cause I'm at
For
school
fun,
and stuff. And he likes to go skating. He's not good at skating. I just never put him in skating, and it was
Put him
just
in football.
like
Football.
I think I'll try it out.
Yeah, you might like it.
Man, thanks a lot for coming.
No problem, buddy. Thanks
Fucking
for having
appreciate this. We could do this every fucking week, man.
me. I'm down.
Fuck, man.
I'm down. We
I
do like a hot sauce sports, Savage Paulson. This is Savage. This is Savage Life, right?
This Savage Life, yeah. But I'm planning on doing certain things just on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Me and my son, I think I want to do something with my son where it's just on YouTube.
Cool.
Maybe I'll put the audio on the Savage Life and like have it like, I don't want to have like a separate podcast. I want everything under the same umbrella. But I also want to have like I was telling you, I think I want to do like a sports thing, like short, like I don't want to steal. I love what you guys are doing, right? And I get how you get the formula. It's like sports radio now, it's like, or sports podcast, like there's one, like you can't do it alone.
No.
There needs to be one guy that completely disagrees with, like there has to be like, you have to have that weird animosity. Well, it's not necessarily an animosity, but it has to be like,
you need to go back and forth with somebody that you kind of disagree with.
Yes,
and
right.
Yeah, on Hot Sauce Sports, Peas and I, we do that. Yeah, we go back and forth sometimes. We don't agree on a lot of things, but we make it fun, right? It's all funny.
That's it, right? You make it fun because you get what the people are like. Like I'm on Team Terry, I'm on this, that, and it's like
it's rare that people are on Team Terry. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's
too many dick jokes.
Fuck, there's never enough dick jokes. Fuck, right? And I just find that I love sports, and I didn't really plan on having this on this podcast, but like if I have a guest like you, I can shoot shit and it'd be part of the Savage Life umbrella. But then I also think that there's an opportunity to have something just on YouTube. Like me and my wife do some things. Like she was on a few episodes and she's great at it. So
she was good. I liked that. I listened to one of the episodes with her, and it was
the second one. She's a lot more comfortable.
That was the second one.
Yeah. And I've been trying to like. I said we should like. I want to treat this like a business. I'm like, we should build like a media something and just try to. It's free, right? I do this. I have all the equipment, and it doesn't. It costs me basically $15 every month for the podcast, the URL, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I can post 100 of them a week if I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't, but I could. But I appreciate you coming over, man.
It's my pleasure,
awesome.
buddy.
You live in Villeray now?
I live in Villeray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like your new place?
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little box, but it's good. It's long and brand new. Everything's new in there. New appliances.
That's
everything's
the best, no?
Yeah, it's good because my bedroom is decent. It's a decent size. My living room is kind of small, but it's kind of like in the middle of my kitchen and my bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's kind of secluded. There's no windows in there. I love it. I don't know. Yeah, I just chill in there and it's cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, if we can do this once in a while, it'd be awesome. Because
anytime you want, buddy.
It gets old when I have to do it alone. And I have a lot of people that I've been talking about getting, but it's not easy because I can normally just record on weekends.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they're like, they don't want to take 2 or 3 hours out of the weekend to come over.
I have a guy I'm going to try and get for you. I'm actually going to meet him. I've already met him before, but I'm going to meet him this week for real. He was in the Israeli army and he's like honorary discharged because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's coming here and he wants to open a school to teach Krav Maga. He's like the highest level of Krav Maga.
Are you serious?
In the Israeli army. So he'd be good and he's jacked.
Yeah, connect him. We'll do some business.
He's a good guy too.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for coming on, and hopefully we'll do this again.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, bye.